Recently, I was on a video call with one of my friends. I was about to head to bed, so I decided to brush my teeth, and he asked, Larpo, how do you have such nice teeth? And I'm like, man, you just brush your teeth. Which just got me wondering, how easy would it be able to brush your teeth inside of Minecraft? So here we have our subject for today. His name is Jerry, and as you can see, Jerry has some very, very yellow teeth and a questionable sized hat, as well as some questionable glasses. But we don't really harp on Jerry's appearance. It's just very rude. So today we're gonna help him by brushing his teeth and making a contraption to do it. So my idea for this build is to do a very simple block swapper. As you know, me, Larpo, I'm very known for my block swappers. Over there, we'll have some sort of key system where we'll put in some toothpaste into some sort of tube, and then it'll send a signal over here. So we're going to start off with a sticky piston under here, and we're going to grab a note block, throw this right next to here, and we're going to put our white, clean, sparkly tooth under here, and then we're going to put a sticky piston right here, another one right here, a redstone block right there, as so. And that should be it. We throw our lever on the back, and we have our first fully functional block swapper. So now we'll just put that for the rest, and then we'll handle the ceiling. Now that we have the bottom block swappers done, now we have to work on the top ones. And you may be thinking it should be pretty simple, since the bottom ones can probably just be flipped, and then we have it all done already. Short video. But actually that's not true. We have to do the top ones in a very different way because of a very, very simple mechanic in the game called quasi-connectivity. It is a cool mechanic where it basically just messes everything up. But it also has some very cool features that can be used in the future. So, for our top design, since we can't exactly go to the design I'd like to go to, we're going to have a piston here, and then we'll have a sticky piston on top. And with that being said, we'll go up here, and we'll throw a redstone torch. Actually, not yet. We're going to have our tooth, our yellow tooth, and our white tooth. We're going to start a yellow tooth right there, that like that. And then we'll throw redstone torch not there, but there, and then there. And that one will not actually activate yet, which is what we want. I didn't mean to break that block. Grab that back. And then right here, we will throw in a redstone torch here, which pushes down our original tooth, leaving this other one up here. And then we'll put some more blocks right here. I keep breaking that block. I really got to figure something out. So put that back, and then we put our repeater there and our repeater there. So now, if we go behind this and hopefully not break any more redstone, we put a lever down, and it swaps with the right tooth, or at least it should have. There we go. You have to click it multiple times, which means we have to change the circuitry on how it all connects. But it swaps the block, and then you place the lever down again, and then it sticks it right back out. So we have our first swapper done, and I'll let you know once the rest are done. So after finishing putting all the top ones in, I had an idea. I decided that the torch system isn't going to work that well for me, so I decided to actually instead try to go with a system with repeaters and pistons and redstone blocks. So we're going to have that like that, and remove that there, put the redstone block there. And now that we have this, we should be able to get some circuitry going here now. So we'll put lines like this, and we'll have stuff going into those actual pistons, and then we'll have all these connected up, and these are actually gonna have to be fired twice up here, and it actually looks like one of them is messed up at the moment. So let's actually just pop that out real quick, or it should have popped out. Let's see. I wonder why that is. Let's see, does that issue arise in any of the other ones? It, unfortunately, seems to, because of the mechanic I was explaining earlier, where they think they're powered, but if you update the block, there's actually nothing powering it. So redstone blocks is not going to work. So we're going to have to come up with something else. After further review, I've actually figured out that our boy over here actually was missing his two front middle teeth. So in reality, we only have to worry about the side ones. Totally not because I couldn't figure it out, but no, it turns out we only have to worry about the side teeth and the bottom teeth. So that should be a little bit easier. That should make our challenge not as hard. So now we have to set it up so it does 2 ticks up here, because right now we have it in as yellow, and we need it to be 2 ticks so that it'll both take the block up and then swap it back out. The bottom, it only needs to be 1, so we need to set up some sort of clock up here so that it will do 2 ticks. Okay, so we set up a very, very simple repeater clock back here, and we can set this up whenever we want. And now we just have to set something up so that we have a way to stop it from going off. So my idea is, actually we should probably move this back a block or 2. Let's just move it back like 3 or 4, just so I don't have to keep moving it in case I need more space. And we don't worry about the back of his head. It looks plenty fine. We don't talk about him like that. We don't want to hurt his feelings, totally, because I'm not just a horrible builder. But we would hate to hurt our guy's feelings. I know, we're just trying to help him get better dental hygiene right now. So let's put this lever right here. And, oh, messed that up. Let's get rid of that. And now we got our clock going. And we'll have it into here. And we have to, I'd say, put a piston right here. Actually, no. Let's just do it on this side. Let's do a piston right here with a block. And now there's no signal going to any of this. And right now, uh-oh, it's swapped. Let's swap that back real quick, just to be safe. See, yellow, and then fires it out. Okay, so now that we have that set up like that, now we have this block that'll, whenever I have this pushed over, it should transfer the signal. So now we can set something up with the stuff down here. And of course it's gonna all go out front. But for now, we'll have a couple slabs. So we'll have one right like this, and then another like this, another like this, and then finally we'll have one going up here, and that'll have the redstone go here, 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 here. Probably need another repeater just because of how long this actual line of redstone is. Put one right there, right there, right there, right there, and then up there. And we'll have this wrap around. You can kind of see it from over there. We'll figure out a way to disguise this. And now, when we have a lever, it'll activate. And now, it actually doesn't go through. We need to put that right there. And then we need to set up a timer so that it only does that once. And once we can set it up, so once it only does it, or not once, so it only does it twice. Let's actually get our thing back first. Click the lever, and we got yellow back. So that was pretty quick. So now we just need really about maybe a second of that. So we need, I'm not sure exactly how we want to do this, but let me do some brainstorming. Okay, so to make this simpler, actually I'm going to have 2 different spots. So we're going to have one spot for the bottom teeth and one for the top teeth. And you might be wondering, of course, that's what we already have, but I mean, we'll have one side where we'll have toothpaste for the top and one side where there's toothpaste for the bottom. Since he only has 2 teeth, he has a special toothbrush that he has to use. And for the bottom, he does not. So we're going to set up our signal, go ahead and bring it down this, and I'm going to bring it over there, and I'll set up our toothpaste system once we're actually over there. So I've actually already set up our first side for what we're going to do over here. And it's pretty simple, redstone. I'll show you over here. We have a little collection system, and we have our item toothpaste. And on this side, I'll go ahead and build it over here. So first of all, let me get all these items out of here. And the first thing we want to do to build it on this side is just a simple key sorter. So it should be just pretty simple redstone. Basically anybody can do it. So we'll set this up like this, throw a couple blocks like that, and then we'll throw a comparator right there. That'll read this hopper. So whenever an item is in here, this will lock the hopper. So that'll be the one thing that'll filter out items. Then we'll throw 3 dusts like this, and then a torch right there. And then we'll put 4 placeholder blocks in there, and then our toothpaste. And then it'll start to filter out. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. And it'll filter out into this barrel. So then it should leave 41 in here. Now that it's done that, we'll take our toothpaste out here, place that and that just to, give it more room. And now that we have that set up, it should be as simple as putting this in here. And we'll put 2 things in here. Actually, no, grass block, that's the one thing I can't put in there. Let's put an observer. So we'll click the button, and the toothpaste is out, and it'll filter into there. And then we'll click this, and the observer will not filter into there. It will get stuck in here. So eventually it could fill up, but, for our purposes it won't. And we'll go ahead and take this out. And we're going to go ahead and put a comparator out of this. And oh, we got to put this in here first. We'll get a signal. And we'll put redstone like this. Actually, we'll go ahead and do a repeater. And put dust there. And start going down from here. Dust, dust. And that should get us all the way down here. Except we don't want the connection yet, just because of what we're actually going to do for connection. Put that there. My goodness, all these random blocks all over the place. Dust, dust, dust. And then down here, dust. So now that all should connect. But actually, what I think I want to do is the same thing we did over there, where we're going to have a connection. So this is actually going to be quite weird. We're going to have a lever connection. And actually, how do I want to do this? So I came up with something pretty complicated for something, you know, as simple as something like this should be. So what I'm thinking is we have a redstone signal connected up there, and we'll place blocks around this. We'll throw, it doesn't really matter, grass, I guess. And under this, we're going to have a little thing of minecarts. We'll have this be the end. And it actually doesn't really quite matter where the end is. But we'll go over here, set this up, and we'll have our cart basically start right here. And our cart will go here. And once it's activated, it goes. And then, actually, we gotta put another one of those right there, but just at a range so that it will not, you know, be powered on. Okay, that does not work. What about just something simple like this? Throw that. Yeah, I guess we'll start this rail a little farther down. Okay, so this one is not powered. This is the magic one. We'll throw our minecart with hopper. Man, I cannot speak right now. And we'll have a thing right here where the piston will be not extended. We'll have, once it is extended, we'll have this like this, which would power this. And if we have a block like this, it should not power. Yep, it will not power. So the second this gets turned on, which will bring the signal all the way over from over there. It's very complicated for something that shouldn't be this difficult. So we'll bring the signal all the way back this way. So this will turn on with that signal, popping out the item. And then this, we're gonna bring a redstone here, here, here. And we'll bring it just around back here. But we need this to go off a little bit later, so it's just enough time. Actually, now that I think about it, it might not even matter, to be honest. So we'll throw repeater, more line. We'll throw another repeater just in case. And once that activates, it activates the hopper minecart. So now everything should be okay. Except for the fact that I forgot one more critical step that is quite important for this actually, which is the comparator, which we need to read the item inside that. And once that reads that, it will. Okay, we have to adjust this little line right here. Besides that, we should be good. Throw that there, that, and that. And for this one, we connect this line up here and up to there. And now, in theory, this all should work, because once the redstone is connected, it launches an item into there, which will send the signal outwards for just enough time for this minecart to reach that end and stop it. So with that being said, let's give it a test run. Let's see how our friend fares with this. So let's go and get our toothpaste. Let's start off with the left side. So, moment of truth. Put the left one in, and we'll go ahead and put the right one in. Start with the left one. Bottom teeth. He's looking beautiful. He's got his teeth back. He's got pearly whites. He learned how to brush his teeth. And then on the right side, let's see. Will it work? I hear nothing. Okay, that's concerning. So it reads an item here. It gets the connection. The hopper minecart is here. It might... I guess it just did not... Oh, foolish. Foolish mistake. Oh, how do I make a mistake that dumb? Except now it's gonna just rapid fire. But, oh, what a dumb mistake. Okay, it's time for our final test. If things go wrong again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, I hope this goes well. So, for the left one, our bottom teeth, brush them all up, and looks good. And then on the right side, let's see. Will it go? And beautiful. He's got pearly whites. We fixed his teeth. We fixed Jerry's teeth. Oh my goodness, this is... Oh, I put so much time into this. This is the dumbest build I've ever made in Minecraft. Oh no. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!